Now that the filler chronicles is over, now we can go back to the actual storyline. Welcome to part 96 of Legend of Dragoon. In this part, we're going to be going through Xenobatos, even though I did skip the opening dialogue, so I can go and get the armor that I needed to defeat Faust. I actually had my reasons. Well, to defeat Faust, obviously. Anyway, you see, this is a 3-step process in order to actually get through the storyline. The first part of this process is actually, well, let me rephrase that. It's not a 3-step, it's a 6-step. Because in each one of these areas, the Law Launcher, the Legislative Center, and the Law Factory, you have these robots here trying to pursue and arrest you. So basically, you have to wait till these robots are past until you so you can actually teleport and go to the next area. Now, there is an article to get rid of, actually to stop these robots from putting you in jail. But I'm going to wait until my second trip to do that. Besides, I'll probably do that off screen. Why? Because there's still the 3-step process into actually getting through this entire area. So now that we're here in the legislation area, you're going to have to wait in line. And before you actually do talk to anybody we'll talk to the Laptos in the legislation office, be sure not to say that this is a reform law. Just say no and it'll go to an amendment. That'll just make things less confusing. Because I'm about to inadvertently show what happens when you try to submit a bill. Submit it at once. Wait a minute, we want to go where the signet spear is. Waste of time, leave promptly. Next. That's all that happens. So you want to say no when they want to, when they ask you to list a bill. So instead you want to go for revising an article. There are 4 articles to revise. The first one happens to involve this, where right now you have to wait in lines. But if you revise the article 640, you will never have to wait in line ever again. You can just walk up to the one Laptos that's in the catty corner, and you can just put in your law, despite the fact that there's other Laptos waiting in line. Damn it. Seriously? Anyway, this is going to be a never-ending... yeah, it's going to be a never-ending thing. So... let's just go on and try this again, only this time we'll actually say that it's a revision. No. There we go. Now you say yes. Now you put in the number. Oh, and by the way, talk to the Laptos. They'll give you the numbers you need to actually, revise some of the things that are happening in Xenobatos. I'll put 6. Say the second edition for the left. 4. And here's where I make my big first mistake, and thankfully my last. It was supposed to be 640, not 649. And as you can wholeheartedly tell, that is a pass me blunder. Anyway, once we actually get the law, they'll actually give us a license for the law. And then you have to take that license and go to the Law Factory. Which means you'll have to actually go the long way and try to avoid the Laptos, or let them catch you, one of the two. And I'll be showing off what happens when they catch you. Purposely and accidentally. Anyway, this time I'll get it right. Is this a revision of the law again? Yes. State the number of the article to be revised. State the first digit from the left. This time I'll put in the right number. Because RV Man's past self is stupid. Or rather, trying to rush through the stage. But then again, in that note, I wouldn't blame past me to try to rush through the stage, because the stage is just as bad as the ghost ship. And the worst part is, you have to do this for every single article you want to amend. But there are two articles you don't want to amend. One particularly is 339. You do not want to amend that article under any circumstances. Because that article is where you actually can access the shop to buy the best weapons and the best items in the game. Well, not the best weapons, but more like the best armor and the best items in the game. Okay, let me rephrase it. The best items. I mean armor, sorry. Armor, yes. Which one is it? Anyway, this is what happens when we get sent to jail. Notice somebody is missing. So, we'll just have to wait for this dialogue to finish, and then that someone will come and bail us out. But anyway, it just makes things easier if you... Well, sometimes it makes it easier if you want to get through the whole sneaking past the robots thing. Just get yourself thrown in jail. Because once the robots are out of the way, then, well, there's Congo right there. But anyway, once the robots are out of the way, then we'll be able to actually freely roam through Xenobatos. Which reminds me, the second article that you don't want to amend, and that's Article 666. No, I am not kidding. That is an article. You do not want to amend that under any circumstances, because that means you will be SOL out of experience. And let me assure you one thing, Xenobatos has a lot of experience to offer as of now. Oh, excuse me. Xenobatos has a lot of experience to offer with their enemies, ranging between 100 to a whopping 450. That is a lot of experience for this late in the game. And speak of the devil, new enemies! And I've been running into these a lot. What we have here is the Death Ranger and the Guillotine. The Death Ranger, well, Purger, sorry. The Death Purger. And he powers himself up, raises his spirit, and may or may not kill you. It all depends. But he is a heavy hitter, and any one of your party members that have low defense can be taken out quick by this guy. Even though he has about 500 HP, 600 HP I do believe. No wait, 700, never mind. The Guillotines have about 800. And I completed Perky Step without a War God. Which makes me wonder, why did I use it anyway? Oh, for the times that I slipped and accidentally pushed the wrong button. Anyway, as for the Guillotines will cast Fear on your party. Party member. That's it. Now then, next up we go to the Law Factory, and you can just go to the Law Factory from the same lift that took you, that you came off of to go to the Legislation Factory. Well, Legislation Center. Sorry. Anyway, this is the Shop Lactose. That's the article you do not want to reverse or get rid of. And here is the weapon shop. I bought a Gladius for Rose, and the Great Axe for Congo, and all the armors that are available. Yet I didn't get any of the debuff accessories that's there, because I already have enough of them. Now, all you have to basically do is walk up to the factory robot and give him the license needed to launch the law. This can be an elongated task due to the fact you're trying to avoid the robots. Ha! You missed. It almost got me. Oh, Lord have mercy. It almost got me. Well, we got past the robot police. Now, with the law of production license submitted, now all we need to do is launch the law. And my god, this is a trying 3-stage process. And I stress the keyword trying. I'm not complaining or anything, it's just that this can be very trying. But whatever the case is, at least it's better than the ghost ship. The boss is better. Hell, the boss is easier than on the damn ghost ship. And at least there's not random encounters constantly in your way as you try to progress to the plot. That's the one thing I could not stand about the ghost ship. Now here, the only thing I could not stand is the backtracking to try to progress through. Anyway, we'll have to once again use this lift to go down to the lower level to get to the Legislation Center. Not the Legislation Center, the Law Launcher. So, yeah. Since we ended up back here, might as well go to the Law Launcher. And mind you, there are other, there are actually a few articles that you cannot get to or issue out unless you beat the boss of the stage. I might as well bring that up right now. And one of which will lead you to the, how should I put it? One of which will lead you to the, I'm trying to think of it, sorry. That's right, one of which will lead you to Mayfield. And you need to, oh god damn it, I did not mean to run into that robot. That was so stupid. But anyway, you need to make sure when you fight the boss to bring some talismans. But anyway, as I was trying to say, I just got distracted. But yes, you need to beat the bosses in order for you to get not only Mayfield, but you also need to get random encounter. Well, actually, you also need Mayfield. No, you also need the boss beaten in order for you to turn off the random encounters. And here's the funny thing: not a single. Wait, no, that one Laptos that was in front of the prison cell will actually explain that it's under martial law, and it's under Article 666. So basically, you can make this a free roaming area where you can calmly walk as you please, get to the legislation, and freely cut in line in order for you to speed up the processes. Sounds simple, right? No, it's not. In fact, it's probably the more trying things of this stage. The fact of the matter is, it's a long walk to the legislation office, a long walk to the law factory, and a long walk to the law launcher. And now it's time to launch a law. So, let's just give this law launching license to the law launching Laptos. And we are going to get the hell out of this place afterwards. So now, with that said, I have pretty much made it to where I can waltz into the legislation office, talk to the Laptos, ask for a law to be changed, depending on if I get the law right, and it'll make it easier for me to get to the Signet Spear. In fact, I'll be back when I do. And I am back. Making 2 trips is a pain in the ass. Anyway, as you can wholeheartedly see here, I've managed to put in Article 659. That keeps the robots from putting me into prison whenever they catch me. That also keeps them from pursuing me as well. So the robots are just going to sit idly by and watch as I pass by and use the teleporters at my discretion. Now then, let's talk to this butthole here, and yep, I am not going to be ignored. You are going to wait your turn because I cut in line. Anyway, now it's time to revise the law 703. And also, I just realized what number also... Wait, no, never mind. I've already mentioned the number that needs to be revised after defeating the boss. But whatever the case, 703 has got its license to be changed. And that's a good thing, because I'm not making a 3rd trip, nor showing this to you guys, nor subjecting you to that torture, because that's what this is basically close to. Torture. Much like walking through Will-O-Wisp in the ghost ship. Except this is more manageable, and you get more experience points. See you later. And we're back. Now that we've gotten the law launched, now it's time to continue on with plot. And first things first, we're going to use this teleporter up here to talk to this guy Laptos. The law prevents humans from entering the Signet Spear. I know that, but it should be revised now. No revision has been received. Hey you! Can't you be more flexible? Maybe my spell is not that strong, but I'm here. Why don't you let us go? The law prohibits humans from going to the Signet Spear. A world crisis is near at hand. No interest in world crisis. entrance only in compliance with the law. And there's the law. Wingley Code Article 703 revised. Enforced immediately. The law does not prohibit non-Wingleys from going to the Signet Sphere. It says does not prohibit. It seems the produced law is launched, arrived, and then enforced. They're treating laws as if they're commodities. That is all it was anyway. The law was a mere tool to judge other creatures for them, the Wingleys. We spent too much time with that tool. We gotta get to the Signet Sphere before my father. And now we can go to the Signet Sphere, but unfortunately this random encounter will not let us. It's these guys again. I'll be back. And I am back. See, I told you Cinnabotus actually gives you some experience points. Now gold range between 60 and 100. So now I'll talk to this guy Lapto here, and we can go straight to the Signet Sphere, the Great Court. Now then, you're about to witness something suspicious in just a few minutes. Or a few seconds to be precise. As soon as we arrive, you are at the flying disc station of the Great Court. The Signet Sphere should be in here. Signet Sphere, Signet Sphere, Signet Sphere, Signet Sphere. Dart, Rose, Albert, Hashel, Meru, Congo, and Miranda. Total 7. Up, it's spinning right around. Confirm accused. Accused? What is it saying? You are at the flying disc station in front of the Great Court. It's a waste to ask. Well, you should ask because you might run into a boss because of it. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time as we take on the boss of Cinnabotus. And trust me, unlike Faust, this boss is a pushover. See you guys next time!